Hey everyone, my name is Haley and this is the House for Hosting, and today I'm taking y'all along with me as we clean my youngest daughter's room. As you can see, it is an absolute disaster. It looks like a F5 tornado has came through here and completely demolished everything, and I would say something very similar has came through. She's about 3 foot tall and 5 years old. So if you have one of those, then you know what I'm saying. You know how it is. My youngest will come in here and pull out everything, and one thing that she loves to play with that I have explained is not toys is her clothes. She loves to dress up, she loves to change her clothes, and I can't blame her because when I was little, I was the same way. But it's time that I finally get a handle on this room, get it organized, and while I'm in here, I want to also go ahead and go through all of her clothes and sort them by size and pull out things that she can no longer wear. I am preparing to have a sale this summer, so while I'm doing this, I'm going to organize things to prepare for that. So I want to show y'all a little bit of that as well. As always, if you are new here, thank you so much for coming and watching today's video. If you are a returning subscriber, then again, thank you for your continued support. If you're new and you are liking what you're seeing and you would like to, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button because I welcome everybody here and I'm so glad to have y'all join this party and be here and just wanting to offer some good cleaning motivation and organizing motivating things and just anything I can to inspire you and uplift you. Also, I like to post recipe videos and things like that. So if you like my channel and you like what you are seeing, please click that subscribe button. And with that, let's go ahead and get right into today's video. So a while back, I posted a video on how to clean a room fast, and I used my oldest daughter's room for an example on that one. And one of the things that I showed was making the bed first and then setting things on the bed to use it kind of as a table. Now today, I opted to not make the bed first. I went ahead and stripped off her comforter, but I'm still doing the same concept and using her bed as a table to set everything out so that I can get the things off the floor. And I know it doesn't look very organized, but I do have a system. I'm putting all of her toys up here. Even the larger items, I'm just kind of getting them up on the bed and off the floor and out of the way so that I can figure out what toys need to go to the playroom and then what can stay in her room. Generally, I don't have too many toys in their bedroom just because I feel like it makes it feel cluttered, and we do have the luxury of having a large playroom, which I'm sure y'all have seen as well how messy that room gets. But I do like to keep the toys in the playroom, but again, she likes to play in here too, so I let her have some things. So I'm organizing those toys, and then as far as the clothes, I am using the bed as a table to fold those clothes, and I'm sorting them in piles so I know what gets put away where. And then once I finish with that, I will do some more in her floor when I have more floor space that is clean and open to use. Okay, I have to ask y'all, and please let me know in the comments your answer, but my kids are forever sticking things inside of bags, and I've shared that before. As you saw, I just emptied that. That was a pillowcase. I literally thought I was picking up a pillow to put away, but no. Apparently, we took the pillow out and filled the pillowcase with toys. So, is this just a common kid thing, or is it just a thing my kids do? But when I'm cleaning, I feel like I can't just tuck away bags or things like that. Like, I have to also empty those things, and because I'm like, I don't know what's in it. I mean, y'all, we could have an animal in that bag. I mean, I'm serious. These kids will stuff anything in a bag, and so I have to empty it and see what is in there. And I could give you some stories of some things I have found. But anyways, let me know in the comments if your kids do the same thing, or is it just mine? So now that I have most of the things picked up and on her bed, I'm able to use this space between the bed and the dresser as a big open floor space so I can lay things out and organize and see what I'm working with. I'm going through and seeing what sizes that she has, what needs to be kept, and what needs to be put away and organized for a sale later. I am planning a sale this summer to go through and kind of get rid of a lot of things like the kids' clothes that they no longer can wear, and shoes and items for myself, and even house things. So in order to do that, I don't know if you ever had a yard sale, they can be extremely stressful and a lot of work, but in order to make it easier on myself, I'm slowly, as I go through the rooms now, I'm going to slowly start organizing that so that when it comes time for that, everything's already organized and all I have to do is worry about my pricing. I will be showing y'all a video on how to do a yard sale when it comes that time, but in the meantime, my plan is to take y'all along with me, kind of room by room, and show you how I am going to organize that room from head to toe. Today we are obviously starting with my youngest girl's room. Next week, if you are staying tuned, you'll see me go and organize my oldest daughter's room, which you've seen me clean before, but it's been a while. It's been some months, and if you are seeing what this room looks like, then it's a good indicator of what her room also looks like. So if you like this and you enjoyed this, then stay tuned because there will be more to come. My youngest has a lot of shoes, and many of them she can no longer wear anymore, so I'm trying to get them together and organize it and make sure that we have both shoes. And I'm using this kind of bin to just place those shoes in, and I'll be keeping that in the closet. These are shoes that also will be put in the sale. For the most part, her shoes were in good condition. If they were really raggedy and just really dirty, and or maybe had like holes in them or something, then I would chunk them. I will be going through their items before I have the sale and figuring out what things can be donated and what things do I want to put in the sale. And one thing I always do whenever I get done with the sale, I'm not bringing all that stuff back in. I've done a lot of work to get rid of it, and I've said my piece with it, and I'm ready to let it go. So when the sale's over and there aren't any remaining items, I do donate those things. So I don't want anybody thinking that I'm just selling everything and not willing to donate, because it's something that I am passionate about and I do donate as well. But again, I'm going through and trying to organize her shoes and figure out what can she still wear and what can she not wear, because I have a shelf in her closet that I like to keep her shoes in. Primarily, I like to put them on the shelf because it's pretty high. She can't reach it as well, and she's not only a clothes lover, but she's also a shoe lover, and she is forever getting her shoes out, whether she can wear them or not, and plays with them. She also even pulls out my shoes. It's sometimes kind of cute. So this is the segment I like to call Organized Mass Chaos. It might not look like I have organized, but to me, I have a system here. I know what I'm working with, and I know where everything is. And now that I can see it, I know how to put it and where to put it away appropriately. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by taking all the toys that I don't want in her room and carrying those to the playroom and putting those away. That's going to free up a ton of space, and immediately it makes the room already feel so much cleaner, and it gets me even more motivated to finish the task because I can tell I'm starting to reap the benefits of the work that I've been doing. Now that I have all of the items taken off her bed and properly put away, I can finally make her bed. So again, this is a little bit backwards than I showed y'all when I did the other bedroom, but it's just what I felt like was going to work best for this room today. So the video I showed you last time on how to clean a room fast, it is not a only way to clean a room, and I know that y'all know that, but there are many different ways that you could go about tackling a project or a task at hand. I always just want to give y'all a little bit of an insight that maybe you haven't tried before that might work for you, but don't be afraid to mix it up and change it and adapt that to whatever situation you have in front of you, because honestly, that's life. Not everything is one size fits all. At least I know I have learned that in my life, and so that's what we're doing today, and that's what we're applying today. But this has worked out well. I felt like it was easier. I mean, her blankets were all mixed up whenever I first started anyways, so it was just easier to strip that off and just use the mattress as a clean surface. And then now that it is clean and organized, I can go through and make her bed. And again, I've gotten all those items taken out and put away that were on her bed, and now I'm making her bed, so it makes me feel like I am making a lot of progress, which I am. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to her closet, and it is just a disaster. I haven't touched it in several months, if not longer, and she's been in here and just has gone through things. Again, she loves to pull her clothes down and play dress up with them, so it's a hot mess. And I want to go through these bins here and go ahead and pull them out and organize them appropriately, because they're honestly just a mixture. So I'm going to pull everything out, and same concept, I'm going to try to put things in piles so that it'll be organized and I can get it where it needs to be and figure out what I'm keeping, what I'm going to be putting away, and then what I am keeping, I'm going to put it back and have it organized so that it makes sense and it's clean, and it'll just make it so much easier for me when we're looking for an outfit or we need to get something out. And then there are some things in here, like some toys and stuff that she's thrown in here, which I don't generally let her keep toys and stuff in the closet, but we're just going to pull everything out first and see what we have and what I'm working with. Because she has a bottom shelf and a top shelf, I felt like it would be easier to start with the bottom and go ahead and pull out everything in the floor and the bottom shelf first and organize that, and then move to the second shelf. That is going to make it easier for me as far as how much space I'm using in her room to set things out and look at it. I could definitely pull everything out at once, but her room's a little bit smaller, so it would take up a lot of space to do that. So I'm starting off by going through the shoes that she had in her closet. There were a lot of them that I found in the floor underneath toys and clothes, so I'm just sorting that through and trying to find out, do we have matches and what fits her and what doesn't fit her, and then any toy items or books or anything like that that was shoved in her closet, I'm pulling it out as well. And there were baskets and things in there that, same concept as the bags, they had thrown things in and stuffed things in. So I wanted to start off by working from the bottom up and kind of doing that, and then once I got the bottom done, I felt like I could go through with the top. And I'm just pulling down all her winter stuff and her coats. When I put things back in her closet, I'm going to kind of put them back season appropriately and organize it that way. I try to bring, since we're going into summer and spring, I'm trying to bring the warmer things to the front and winter things to the back so that we can access what we need much easier. I wanted to take a second and show y'all this painting. I actually hand painted this when I was pregnant with my youngest daughter, and this is her heartbeat from her sonogram whenever I was pregnant. And I actually painted it and I had it hanging above her crib. It was just a really not heavy, lightweight canvas that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I had the sonogram printed out, like a large print, and I kind of sketched it on and traced it on and then hand painted it. I saw those like on Etsy and stuff and thought, oh, I can totally do that. And so I did, and it turned out great, and I've kept it because it's obviously so special to me, being that it's her heartbeat when she was in my tummy. But I wanted to show that to y'all because I was proud of it. It's large, so I don't have it hanging in her room now, so I just kind of keep it in the closet I might hang it later. I haven't really decided where to put it, but it was something that was really pretty in her nursery that I had hanging over her crib. Once I had all of the clothes items and the bins pulled out of her closet, I went through those and just kind of rehung them so that it was not messed up. I like to have everything in the same direction and then organized by size and season so that when I hang it up, it can be in there exactly how I like it and I know where everything is. And plus, this was a great time to go through the things that she had hanging and figure out what can she still wear or what do we need to put away in the totes and put them in those proper totes and bins that they need to be in. So same concept, I'm going through each thing and I'm setting out piles and I'm having it organized so that when I go to put it away, it's much faster and much easier and I know what I'm working with. So this is those piles that I was talking about. Again, this is my organized mass chaos. And I am using her entire room, all the floor space, anything that I can use to kind of group things together. On this side of her bed was stuff that she could no longer fit in. And I also have that organized by size as well so that it can go in its proper bins. And then when I'm ready, the things that we're keeping, I'm putting away. Again, starting with her winter things, the stuff that she's not really going to be using for a little while, and I'm kind of sticking it towards the back of her closet so that it's not in the way of any summer or spring items. So she has kind of what I would consider a slight walk-in closet. So I'm going to go through and vacuum and just make sure it's good and clean. I also went through and vacuumed her baseboards. The fact that I can see this floor and her carpet now in her closet, it just makes me so excited and so happy. This is why I always get to this point and I'm like, why did I wait this long to clean this out and organize? Because it feels so good when you get to the end of your chore and you can look at it and just kind of relish in all that you've done. Granted, it definitely takes time. I mean, if you noticed an outfit change, it took me a good 2 days. I really could have done it in one, but I had to work too. So I do some, stop, go to work, and then come back the next day and do some more, which I have found when you have a big task, it's much easier to just not do it because you know it's going to take so much time. So if you want to get it done, you can do just a little bit each day, and it might take you a few days to do it, but that's okay because at the end of the week it's done and it's finished. And doing it a little bit at a time is just as fine as if you spent the whole day. And I know I talked about that in my last video, is cleaning a little bit each day versus spending an entire day cleaning, and that's kind of been my motto this week, and I have found that it's working a lot better for this season of life that we're kind of in at my house. So now I'm finally going through all of these totes and pulling everything out and organizing it appropriately. Again, things have been kind of just thrown in here, so there's all various sizes in each tote, and I want to have it as organized as I can so that this summer when I have a yard sale, it will be that much easier to set that up. And I got these totes from Target. I have looked at Target and even Walmart, and in the past, Target has always been the best place for getting these totes at a good price. I definitely recommend them because they're clear, you can see what's in it, and it just helps it be more organized. I'm not a fan of the cardboard boxes. I just like to have the plastic totes so that it's more durable, and like I said, it keeps your clothes fresher and you can see what's there. So I'm just going bin by bin and kind of laying the things out and organizing it to the right size, and then I will put them in there appropriately. And then I'm doing the same thing for her dressers. She's had this dresser for a long time. I actually got it from a yard sale whenever I was pregnant with her and painted it and fixed it up. I used to love flipping furniture and things like that, and I added some new hardware to it. It's a fun way to take something that is old and used and make it new and fix it and have it appropriate to your space. So I'm going through this drawers and going to pull out all her clothes, and same concept, pull the things out that she can no longer wear that are just taking up space and put them where they belong and have everything in its proper place. If you were here a while back, then you saw I did a massive clean out of my own closet myself, and I shared these organizing bins that I got from IKEA. Honestly, I love them. They come, you open them up and it's in a package of, I believe, about 6, and when you zip it together, it turns into these bins, and they are perfect for organizing your drawers or shelves or anything like that. I used them in all of my dressers, and I had an extra package, so I decided to open it up and use it in my daughter's dresser, and it works out perfectly. Again, I am loving the fact that her drawers and her closet are now organized and I can find what I need. So this is how I chose to organize all of her clothes. I have used like clear plastic totes, and I've sorted them by sizes and like dress up things at the bottom there. But what I've used here is just a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper, and I wrote the size on it and I slid it down in the actual tote so that when they are stacked or put away like this, you can see very visibly and very easily what size is in that tote, and you don't have to worry about moving something off the top to try to see up here where we normally write. I just have found that that's a lot easier for organizing and being able to keep things in order. And then again, this is just some smaller sizes here. I have a lot more in my attic that I'll be going through, but this was just stuff in her closet and drawers, so I was able to pull that out. And then I have shoes in the back, again, getting ready for a sale this summer. So this is going to make it so much easier whenever it comes time to do that, and it's all organized and put together. Highly recommend getting some clear plastic totes for this. I always love when we get to this point of the video because we can look back and say we're so proud of how far it's come, and now I just have to figure out a way to keep my daughter wanting and trying to help keep the room looking like this. So it's going to be a team effort, but I definitely think we can do it, and it's definitely worth all of the hard work. And now we get to see the final product. Her room is clean, it's organized, and everything is in the proper place. Her closet is clean out and organized. Her dresser is clean and organized. I've pulled out all the things that no longer fit her and put them into their own totes and even organized that. This was a big chore for me, and like I said, it took me a couple days, which is fine, but I'm so proud to say that it's done. I hope that it's inspired you to do the same and kind of go through your kids' rooms again. Stay tuned because next week is my oldest daughter's room. Thank y'all for being here. Please, if you want to continue seeing these videos, click that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what you like and what you're enjoying. And again, until next time, I will see y'all next week. Bye, guys.